What is the mistake that people make with personal growth frameworks? Do you know? People sometimes, when they go after personal growth, they think that once they've been through something, it's a one and done thing, that's it. And that is one of the biggest mistakes because it's all about mastery. How do you take a methodology or a framework and make it your own so you can use that and get to understand the nuances of it to move yourself to a different state? Everybody thinks that knowledge, it's about knowing more and getting all of this through reading new methods, new processes, new tools and techniques and methodologies and technology and all these things. And it's this grab for knowledge, this grab for thinking that the more you have is the more wisdom and the more growth that's going to be at your disposal. But I remember Bruce Lee saying, if you want to learn something, if your cup is already full, there's nowhere to put anything else. And if it's overflowing, you're not able to hold any of that and utilize it because there's always that settling and that integration of new knowledge with your own existing expertise and skill set to make it yours and to optimize, customize it to how you think, how you move, how you show up as yourself authentically. And there's sometimes this thing about quiet. This past few months with the year of the fire horse, it's that energy, that speed, that moving forward, and you can go at it like a stallion, just pounding away. But what if you're not doing it out of clarity? Then all of that energy you're putting in is not going into efficient use of your time and your resources. It's been a really interesting time of reflection. Now, my S.P.A.R.K.L.E framework, it's evolved now and it's defined as a S.P.A.R.K.L.E framework. The S is for slow and sense. P is for perceive with clarity. The A is for align with rhythm. The R is recalibrate. The K, keep the things that work for you. Then the L is for lead yourself, control yourself. And then the E is for expanding and expressing yourself fully, authentically. Now, the step or the bridge that most people miss and don't even realize they miss in this onward movement for growth and expansion and going after goals and dreams is the R, recalibration, because that space is how you can access a lot through having the optimized state of beingness, where your inner state is calibrated, is aligned, where your heart and your mind are engaged. Joe Dispenza likes to talk about your heart and brain in coherence, and when they're in coherence, beautiful things can happen. The S.P.A.R.K.L.E framework, S.P.A.R.K.L.E, the S.P.A.R.K.L.E, it is not just something that happens at the macro level, which is the big picture. Where am I going? What are my goals? What are my dreams for the year? It also happens at the micro level, which is the events and the situations in your day, in your life, in your world, in your work. It's how you maneuver, and everything that you're going through is actually a sparkle, if you think of it that way. And for that, many people will recalibrate using different methods such as breathing, breath work, mindset work, the reflection, thinking through what is ahead of you. There's different ways of doing that. The different modalities will get you to different levels of recalibration and allow you to access different levels. And with S.P.A.R.K.L.E, I like to think of it as a human performance recalibration framework that guides individuals from stress and or misalignment into clarity, self-trust, aligned action, and expressed influential impact. Because when you are performing, when you are in control of your beingness, of how you show up, you're able to navigate and you're resilient and all those nice things, then you can actually perform at your highest level. S.P.A.R.K.L.E fits into that because S.P.A.R.K.L.E is my experiential modality that supports deeper whole system recalibration using frequency that is often felt emotionally, physically, mentally, and energetically as shifts. So feeling better, thinking better, clearer, and being more grounded and centered. Think about where you're going with the work you're doing on yourself. And what is clear to me is it doesn't happen once, S.P.A.R.K.L. It happens all the time, repeatedly. And as I said, we're talking about mistakes people make with personal growth frameworks. And that is to think that you do it once and that it's done. But with S.P.A.R.K.L, you do it once and you may get to a beautiful level of shift and transformation. And that is a repeatable process and it's easily understood. It can be used to apply to all different things. I've seen over and over again that when someone receives S.P.A.R.K.L Chi, their system resets at a much deeper level than they've experienced before in many cases, because that's what they tell me in their amazement at what they've achieved. When you receive a result that blows your mind, sometimes there is that tendency to think, well, that's it. It's a one-time thing and that's all I need. But what if you were to do it more often, find there's even better things in store for you? S.P.A.R.K.L Chi works without stories, and it is something that you don't have to figure out. It is something your system recognizes, where your system, you feel lighter, you find you have more energy because your system has now tuned up because of things that have been released or connected, whichever thing that was needed there with a recalibration. And there is sometimes emotional release and physical relief or elimination of issues. There is also sometimes I see with clients I've worked with the feeling that there's something broken. But what I like to suggest is there's nothing broken. It's just a matter of finding that thing, that point, that energy that needs to be reset or released or tuned up. And once that's done, you'll be as good as new. Once we get to that level of release and allowing of things that are holding you back or keeping you stuck, there's that version of you that already knows what to do, meaning that there's that inner knowing within yourself that you can tune into. But if there's all of this stuff that needs to be released, sometimes it doesn't show up where you can access it. And the more you do S.P.A.R.K.L Chi is the more this gets revealed to you and you'll be able to access your own knowing beautifully. That's something that I really believe and I've seen happen in clients. The real power isn't just understanding S.P.A.R.K.L.E, that framework. It's in recognizing when you're in a new cycle and moving through it consciously, understanding where you want to go to and where you're coming from. The more aware you become of what's influencing your state, the faster you'll be able to recalibrate. So whether you need to think about thoughts that are going through your mind, your beliefs, other people's energy, physical ailments, impatience, doubt, all those things, those are S.P.A.R.K.L opportunities when those are coming at you. And it's not about eliminating those things. It's about becoming more aware of them without letting them run your system, because your system already knows how to regulate. But most people have learned how to override their systems and stay in those spaces of emotional turmoil, frustration, the flight and fight state, because we've been led to believe we do not have control of ourselves. And I'd like to suggest that you are more powerful than you could possibly imagine. In my experience, the high performers aren't the ones who never get thrown off their track. The high performers are the ones who recalibrate. They're able to recalibrate themselves the fastest. If you want to be a high performer, can you learn how to recalibrate faster? You can have one conversation and either spiral for hours or recalibrate in minutes. If you'd like to know how, join the BCE Overview 90-day program. S.P.A.R.K.L.E isn't something you use once to change your life. It's something you use moment by moment and day by day. This S.P.A.R.K.L.E framework that I have been talking about. And so this is a work learning how to recognize those moments to optimize yourself and your results. You really want to be able to move through those moments differently. When you have situations that take you off center, that may be upsetting, whether it's a conversation or an altercation or just something that didn't work out good, and it throws you off your track, just take a deep breath and pause, because that moment is not failure. That moment is a new sparkle cycle. Think of it that way. S.P.A.R.K.L.E. It's where you can slow down and sense yourself, tune into yourself, perceive, feel with clarity as best you can. Then you align yourself and into your rhythm that you like to be in when you are performing. Recalibrate through breathing, affirmations, whatever it is you do, because you can recalibrate with doing different things, and that's good in itself. There's different levels of recalibration. It's good to recalibrate with what tools and methodologies you have available to you, but just understand that S.P.A.R.K.L.E is a very deep on different levels, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and energetically. So good night. All the best for a wonderful couple of weeks until the next S.P.A.R.K.L.E Experience Show episode. Bye for now.